This call is from a person currently in a prison in England. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
Guten Tag. Saturday, the 25th of January 2025, HMP Wandsworth B Wing. I had an active mind last night yet again, so I woke up at 10 when a screw opened our door for social. I got my stuff for the shower ready and didn't wait like the others for the showers to be empty on the second floor. I went downstairs yet again to find the room with 4 showers in to avoid a queue, I hoped. I was still groggy. It was well too early for me, so at first I went the wrong way and struggled to find the showers. But when I got in the showers, after finding them, there were 2 lads in there. I think one was called Luke. I'm gutted that I think I've forgotten. The other was definitely called Dan. While we were showering, Luke in the next cubicle asked if I'm alright. "Sweet bro, how are you?" I responded. They were good and asked if I'm a Scouser. "Yeah, man," I said. I told them I'm down in London because they're looking to send me the Old Bailey for my trial, so they want me close after they inquired why I was down south. They told me that they support Liverpool football team. I said everyone supports Liverpool since they've been top of the league for a few years. Turned out Luke had supported them since Michael Owen was on the team, so they're one of the few non-Scouts long-term supporters. We all shared our appreciation of a hot shower while we were there. I commented after noticing nobody else had come into the room since it seems like not many people know about these showers. I got told that they don't and we should keep it that way. They told me that they had to ask multiple reluctant screws to open it because usually it's just locked all the time, just like I did last time. I signed up for Friday prayers in the kiosk as well as a workshop for so-called Radio 10, which is a radio station on one of Wandsworth Limited TV channels. Yeah, it's like Radio Wandsworth. They call it 10 just to make it seem hip and cool. Nobody in the world calls Wandsworth 10. It's so cringe. Reason being is the reason I signed up for this Radio 10 bullshit is that you can get skills on editing and production. Of course, I've got practically 2 podcasts at this point. I think I'll be up for gaining some more skills to improve revolutionary lumpen radio when I get out. We had hot food, an hour or so after social for dinner. Because it was a weekend, we have hot food in the middle of the day rather than towards the evening on weekends. They consisted of a jumbo halal sausage. It's a 6.5 out of 10. 2 potato waffles, half burnt, half soggy, and undercooked, cold somehow. They were a 1 out of 10. A single boiled egg, as an egg out of 10, and 2 half-stale slices of bread. The beans ran out. 4 people in front of me. The beans ran out 4 people in front of me. I perceived that violence and starvation was going to happen. Overall, everything that was on my plate went on the bread and was a 2 out of 100. I was still trying to get the caps I ordered, but was repeatedly fobbed off by the human trafficker screws. A flood emerged outside of our cell. either the screws or us know how this flood got there. It's funny that if you need blankets because the heating isn't working and you're freezing, you can't get them. They simply won't give you blankets if you're freezing. And I mean, the heating wasn't working most of the time for this point. But when there's loads of water outside of your pad on the wing, they can suddenly find several blankets to soak up the water. When this happened, they actually investigated where my canteen was. And because I ordered it last Sunday, they told me they looked on the system, they found out somehow finding the motivation to look. They saw that it was ordered last Sunday and it's not due until next Friday. Oh well. The food that they brought for tea was a rough beef bap. Well, I say bun. A pack of chicken noodles, oh my gosh, and prawn cocktail crisps, which are obviously gross. If you like prawn cocktail crisps, it's not normal. You're one of a few people. I've eaten it all except the crisps, but okay, there's a news flash. I just got a piece of paper through our door. Notice to all prisoners. It goes on to say, all wings will have no hot water. B Wing, our wing, will have no hot water or heating specifically. They even had the audacity to say that it's out of their control. It's out of the control of the prison, but it's also a priority, so engineers will be out tomorrow. So it's apparently both out of the prison's control, but also engineers will be at the prison tomorrow to try and fix it. How stupid do these pigs think that we are? The cowards who are always scared of being accountable save a riot that they deserve. Who knows when the next time I'll have a shower will be, or how many layers I have to wear to stay warm. Of course, 200 Palestinian prisoners were released today for 4 Israeli soldiers. Sky News made it clear that the Israeli women that were being given back were soldiers, the same occupying soldiers who were in prison and kill innocent Palestinians because that's a soldier's job. But the BBC on their news report didn't mention the women being IDF soldiers. They, you would have thought that they were just, what do you call them? Some of the people who gave women rights or something. Just poor, innocent, defenseless women who obviously at the time of them being made hostage or just before being made hostages were holding rifles and were trained to kill. Or should I say trained to ethnically cleanse Palestinians and displace them from the land. And the BBC never made it clear that they were soldiers because it wants people to be sympathetic to the illegally occupying force, Israel, rather than those defending their lives, families, culture, and genome from Israel, the Palestinians.
Thank you for tuning in to Diary of a Political Prisoner. What was a short list for you was a period of time in prison for me. So please make sure that you subscribe on whatever podcast player you're listening on to be notified of future episodes. Each episode was recorded in a prison cell as I'm held on remand for allegedly being involved in a Palestine action to disrupt and destroy weapons in a genocidal Israeli arms factory under Section 5 of the Terrorism Act. My diary is a podcast only to give you something in the hope that you can give help and support to my mum and son. which I can't do by any other means from prison. In supporting them, for £5 a month, you can get a week's worth of episodes in advance every Monday. For £10 a month, you'll get the week's worth of episodes. Plus, I'll respond to any question you have in a monthly question and answer episode on my Patreon at patreon.com/politicalprisonerpod. For £25 a month or humanitarian aid tier, you get all of the above while knowing my little boy is supported and happy. One-time donations can be made by emailing or messaging my producer on social media. Media/collaboration inquiries are on the same line as senders and inbox. If you can't support me family in my absence, please follow the podcast on Instagram if you're going to be listening. Please follow on Twitter, all of our socials. Our handle is Diary Pol Prisoner. Please share them and this podcast with your friends. It's free to do and it helps this project grow. You can also send me a prisoner email or letters, drawings, anything like that. Links to everything mentioned can be found in the podcast description below. Thank you, love and solidarity.